to see is the very parts of the Constitution. 25 parts are there. That basic briefing only. See, this is a basic and foundation course. We have not yet started the complete course, be it any subject. So a briefing about what we are going to see today, then a tentative schema of how I am going to handle the class, that is order wise, and wait, what question? Chetan. Sir, JNK also can participate after forming its legislature or separate amendment is. My dear, what are we speaking now? You have gone to that extent, but there is a lot of element of conflict in that actually. The question what you ask is a relevant current question. It is actually a current question. The reason is JNK 2019, they went on for a division, made the state as divided it into 2 union territory. But the biggest problem is they said it is like Pondicherry. The state of JNK becoming union territory, it will be like Pondicherry. This is the only statement that is there. They have not clearly made out whether it is part of election to the president, because Pondicherry, the members can elect the president. Members can elect the president in case of Pondicherry. But in case of JNK, it is not clarified yet. That is the truth as of today. Basic reading, you can mean, yes it is, but there is no concrete statement which says in the circular that was brought, because amendment has to be made, if at all. Why? The opposition says you have to make an amendment in order to make union territory of JK eligible to vote in president. But already in the State Reorganization Act 2019, through that only they altered this JNK. That time they stated that like Pondicherry, it will be there. As of now, this is enough. Because you have asked, because curiosity, when it comes to knowledge, we should not let the curiosity stay, so only I replied. You are asking, maybe Chetan, good. You may be little updated or following the issue, I'm happy. But many may be very freshers, or they might not be following also. So if we start answering this, that would be very difficult for them. So we have to progress in a particular way. If at all class is there, means after the end of the class, these kind of questions on a personal level after the class, you can come and ask. When offline is there, online also after the class, usually I give time. That time you can put it. But this is a wonderful question. Keep it up. Go the same way. Rekha Shri, please put it for everyone. Again and again I am saying put it for everyone. What is the question you have asked? Put it for everyone. If a person is not like the polity, that is, if a person does not like polity from childhood, but now he or she has to study the polities or the tips to follow to get interest in polity, sir. Okay. You are asking that a person has not studied or not having great interest. So what is the tips? Anyway, civil service means we have to study it. Sir, what is the tips for it? Any tips that I can study it better and things like that? I suppose you are asking that, Rekha Shri. Tips is that just follow the class. As simple as that, I'm saying. Follow the class. I know it. What you are saying, I know. See, I am masters. I have masters in law, but yet I am saying to you, when it comes to constitution, unless otherwise we are ready to equate the day-to-day happenings with regard to the constitutional provision, we cannot enjoy constitution. Why I said yesterday also, getting Lakshmikant book and starting reading sometimes will be suicidal. Why? You need guidance. Lakshmikant book also you need guidance. I am not saying here any guidance you need. Some guidance you need. If at all you are fresher to the subject. Civics we would have read. But the NCRT, even yesterday I said about political theory and Indian Constitution at work. Those NCRTs are not that ready-made item. History, geography and all you can say. Reading NCRT itself, real base you can understand. But that is not the case in polity or constitution. Indian constitution at work, the name itself. That is, basic means very superficially they will say. Take my word, I said masters I have done in law. Be it in my LLB or LLM. I have not studied constitution the way I have studied for UPSC. I myself say. UPSC, constitution alone I am saying, because there we study a lot many other things, IPC, CRPC, Evidence Act, CPC, transfer of property, like this, lot many we say study. In that constitution will be one, but here we study only constitution. So constitution and these are, that's what we are studying in UPSC is in-depth item. And so only I say guidance is required. What the moment I myself while teaching, I will say to you, provision when we teach, how are you going to equate with the day-to-day happening? Citizenship law is the study individually citizenship law. Very boring. Methods of acquiring, methods of giving citizenship, nothing there. Study it with the happening, protest is happening, CAA. What is CAA? Citizenship Amendment Act. CAA is Citizenship Amendment Act, amending the Citizenship Act of 1952. Along with this, if you read that, interesting. 370 article, when it was there, even now completely removed or not, court has to decide, but as of now removed. 370. Special provision for J&K. Individually, if you see that, in fact, very, very confusing article. Very confusing article, individually if we see. But what happens is, when you equate it with the removal and what has happened now and the politics behind it, that is called polity. You put everything and you study, that becomes interesting. Each and every item I am saying, each and every item. There is a current or there was a current past happening or a present happen. Emergency provision when we study just like that. Very boring. Not only boring, dry. But same thing if we study, when did we have emergency? 1962 China war itself we had one. When we removed it. Then what happened with the 71 emergency? What is 76 emergency? 75 emergency internal. What is it? When? How? What led to it? Under what condition did they have that? If you are going to look into those aspects, take my word, one of the most interesting subject and lively subject. Among the subjects that are there in UPSC syllabus, listen to me very carefully. Among the subjects that are there in UPSC syllabus, the most closer to current affairs is polity and constitution. The most closer to current affairs is polity and constitution. You see, last 2019, not 2020. 2020 last year, lately exam happened. 2021 yet to happen. 2019. Prelims exam. They have asked a question. Simple one, you see. Right to marry a person of one's choice comes under which of the articles? This is the, I'm not asking question to you. I'm explaining. Listen to me. Satya. So only I said that. Okay, fine. Answer given. Good. I am happy. Listen to me. How this happened? Actually speaking, Article 19 also you can justify because in option they gave 19, 21, and some other two. These two are closer. It's also a form of expression. Okay. But which is most appropriate? How can we arrive at that most appropriate? There was a case called Hadia case, Kerala. The girl converted and all. Hadia case. In that Hadia case, Supreme Court overturned the Kerala High Court order and said, yes, a person who is a major has the right to live with the person of their choice. Nobody can compel, even their parents. They cannot compel. At best, they cannot have touch with them, that's all. But nobody can compel. Court said. They didn't ask about Hadia case. They are not interested about Hadia case. But what did they ask? They have asked right to marry consent because court current affair. That is current. Here they didn't ask what is Article 21. No person shall be deprived of their life or personal liberty except by the procedure established by law. They didn't ask that. Current, they are mixing it. I can quote, every year I can quote numerous questions. 2021, 2020 was an exception. They went for more conventional part and philosophical part. Rest, they have been asking the same. This is how they are asking. Okay, hope you are getting it actually. 21, good Satya. Then Anusha has asked a question. Is it easy? Whether you have put it to me or not, I don't know. Anusha, always qualify to whom you are putting, because to everyone means, sir, what is it you have to put? Is it easy if a law graduate choose public administration as optional? My dear, law graduate choosing public administration and all, nothing, no relation at all. Take my word, no relation. Public administration may be little more handier for a person who have done MBA or international business, MBA, because the thinkers there are more closer to MBA thinkers. Taylor, Fayal, Chris Argyris, McGregor, all these are all management thinkers, management and administration thinkers. Political science, whoever have studied political science, they can take MA, that's political science as option, or they can go to public administration. More than half will be covered. Similarly, those who have done this other and this what to say, public management, MBA and all, they can also take it. Shahid Afridi, what question? Sir, public administration related to law administration only. Public administration has got law, no denial of it, but not that much more. There is a part, a second paper, part of it will be covered, but the perspective is entirely different. Public administration perspective. See, with regard to public administration, we have wonderful team in our academy. Doctor is there. He is, Dr. Sudhagar would be there, I suppose. And you can ask him. And in our institute, they will give a complete orientation of anyway, all subjects, options, they will give orientation. So that way you can get. But generally, if you ask me, law graduate, public administration relation and all not there. Not at all. If at all any relation, management people can find it handy. But take my word, I'm again and again saying, if you have done sociology in your college times and the graduation you have done, and you have done psychology, then you are taking sociology or psychology here also, you cannot expect the level of study, the depth of study what you are going to have will be same like that of college or university. Absolutely not. Here the depth is entirely different because perspective is different. I think they would have told to you, you people are getting groomed or want to become a civil servant. Who is a civil servant? Civil servant is a generalist, not a specialist. Doctor is a specialist. Engineer specialist. Even advocate is not a specialist exactly speaking, but you can call them when compared to a civil servant. Scientist, specialist. For them, a particular subject with the depth focus, yes. But, welcome Anusha. But that is not the case with regard to civil servant. Why? Civil servant, you are bound. We are expected. You are expected. Not we, I cannot write. Okay, long time ago done. You are expected to be jack of all trades. To be jack of all trade, not master of anything. That is why our syllabus is framed this way. You show a syllabus in any subject throughout the world, it is like this. It will not be. Actually, in 1861, Indian Civil, I will teach about that. Indian Civil Service Act, 1861, based on the Macaulay Committee. There are two Macaulay committees, okay, because someone may ask something, so myself briefing I am giving. One Macaulay was for education, this Macaulay was for civil service, same person. His committee, 1854 committee, gave the report on 1861. 1860 gave the report. 1861 Indian Civil Service Act was made. That time itself 2000 marks above was there for written and all interview, everything. But the subjects were different. But that time itself they have brought into the fold numerous subjects. Numerous subjects. Why? They wanted jack of all trades. You see, Britishers, statement of Britishers is that we may tamper upon any structure, the structure of any institution in India except bureaucracy. We will not tamper the civil service structure. UPSC, that civil servant, that structure we won't tamper this. Why? It is that what holds this country together, they believe, and it is true also. It is because of that our freedom fighters, be it Jawaharlal Nehru, be it Patel, all these people, most of them I will say, have stated that after gaining independence, we will take away this bureaucracy. All they were against it because these bureaucrats were working for the British government. But after getting independence, they realized, shortly they realized, and Patel realized it very well. And he said, we cannot tamper this as of today. If we tamper, India will fall. It is all that unknown thread that is holding India together. Because administration can happen only through that way. So what I am trying to say here is the subject is varied here, put together. So jack of all trade, any item. See, you will become an IAS, IPS, any officer. A pauper will come to you with his grievance. Ultra rich person of the district will also come to you with his issue. You have to treat them equally according to law. You should know, you should understand what an environmentalist will come and ask you to protect things. Person who stands against environment will also come. That is environment in the name of development who want to take over lands. They will also come and ask you for this bringing in this some measures to take over land. You have to address both. Okay, your liking, disliking, you have to keep apart. So it is to groom civil servants, it is to groom people like that, this kind of a syllabus is kept. It is to groom like that, this kind of a syllabus is kept. So you might have studied sociology in your BA, MA. Come here, even PhD I am saying you come here. Civil services sociology you take and study. See the past year's question, then you will realize whatever we have studied and this is entirely different perspective. Similarly, this one also, law when you asked, Shahid, you have asked another, is it different from law subject, sir? Public administration is different from law, absolutely different from law. No relation at all. Don't even try to connect, no relation. Little bit, second part, constitution will come. But there also perspective is different. Okay, got it? Fine. So, as I was saying to you, so this is the norm, how things move on and how we have to take up things. And see, past year's paper questions I am quoting to you all. And this is called the basic and foundation grooming. You have to set your mind. Again and again I am saying, you have to set your mind. This exam is a perennial test match type exam. This is not that one day, nothing one day here. Even prelims is not a one day item. Done on a day, but preparation done for more than a year. So, accumulated knowledge. Intelligence can even come second. Patience and perseverance, if you have, write it down today, you are clearing this exam. Patience, perseverance, you are clearing this exam. Intelligence, will come and fall. Intelligence is what comes through hard work. If you have patience and perseverance, you are going to do hard work and you are going to win over things. Need not worry at all. Okay. Fine. Praveen. Okay, good suggestion. Praveen has made a suggestion, sir. Last we can have questions. Everybody can ask at last also. Praveen, actually, the thing is that this is a foundation course. So, when question comes to them, because very preliminary, elementary level questions should be there. So, let people ask. So, please, okay, another question. Sir, please say again case of Hadia. My dear, completely Hadia case, not only Hadia case, be it any case, Keshavananda Bharati case or Berbari Union case or many are there. All this completely what is the case is not important for you, but yet having asked the curiosity little bit, I will explain. A girl from Kerala, she got married, she was from a Hindu community, got married to a Muslim and she got converted and they had they were living together. Her father became angry, retired military man. She brought her to home and he filed a case in Kerala High Court that how can, without my consent, how can she marry? That was his question. Without my consent, how can she marry? So Kerala High Court said that parents' consent is required and all such things happen. Lot of hangama happened. Too much of a question, love jihad issue, all came. Then Supreme Court they went, very short I am saying. Supreme Court they went and Supreme Court finally said that under Article 21, personal liberty, there is a word. One cannot compel another. Without compulsion, out of their wish, they become atheist, they convert, they don't convert, they practice, they don't practice, they are agnast. Agnast means what? A person who will say God may be there, may not be there. He is called agnast. Atheist is not there, God not there, no supernatural power. Theist is who? Who believes God or supernatural power is there. In India, any of it you can be, provided you cannot compel anyone. That's all. And court finally said that it comes under Article 21. Sir, is religious conversion Article 25? My dear, religion Article 25 also says Praveen, but 25 to 28 speaks about religion, but that is different, right to practice. Here, personal liberty to marry a person. See, that person went not only for conversion. The father of that girl, he said about what? That without parents' knowledge, I have groomed her, I have paid for her, I have educated her, I have fed her, and now she is going and marrying someone without my consent. How can it be? That way he was asking. Getting it or not? He was a clever person. Article 25 directly, person of religious choice. Conversion was not the only thing what he had. Conversion was secondary thing. He said love jihad, that is secondary. First thing he went with this. Their court said, you cannot compel. Who is a major 18 years above, don't compel. Their wish. They can marry. Okay. My dear Shahid, I am saying no man. How it will be nulled? It is not nulled. If it is nulled means, then why will Article 21 come? Court said, to whomever you want to live with, you can live. Same-sex marriages are allowed through court, man. We are talking about opposite sex marriage. That and all allowed now. Same-sex marriage, live-in relationship itself is allowed. Okay, the later on we will see. Don't be interesting topic. Later we can see. While teaching Article 15, 16, 14 and all I will say. Start 16, 14 and 15 I will say about that. Okay, now listen here. So that is the case. Fine. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Fine, now listen. Sir, my brother is 33. He is belonging to OBC. Now he is preparing to UPSC. Sir, is it possible, sir, or how many attempts? General question. See, till 35, I think now OBC can write it. That is 9 attempts. OBC, 9 attempts. Till 35, suppose. Yes, you can go for it. And 9 attempts. Okay, that is the case. And so, if he has not attempted, yes, he can give another 2 attempts or 3 attempts he may be having. Depending upon 33 means what age, date of birth we have to see. 2 or 3 attempts he may be having. So any of it can be there. Got it or not? So keep it in mind. Fine. Now listen. So this is, and with regard to some other things, we can also go as I have told to you. Few things I will be taking. Max age, yes, my dear. That is max age. Max is that one only. Okay. Okay. As of now, earlier it was SC that was the max actually. Now it has a 2-2 attempt after 2011. 2011 or 2013, I suppose. 2-2 attempts they got it increased. Is it possible? Arey Shahid, OBC can attempt 9 times. Age is also there, I am saying. Age also. 9 times, 9 attempts is there. 33 years means another 35 means only 2 left, no? At the age of 33, yes, 2 or 3 maybe, because we have to see the exact date of birth. That and all we have to see, then 2 or 3 it would be there. Got it or not? Okay, keep it in mind. Fine. Now, see here. Yes. This one we can deal later on. I don't know your name actually. You better rename VO1606. It is written like that. You rename it so I can see the name. So what I will suggest is that this we can read about it, study about it later on. 1-6 means I think he may be having 3 attempts. 6 means 3 may be there. Possibility there. Okay. So because before all this something would be there, and let us deal about that. And whatever it might be, attempt is there. Take it this way. Attempt is there. Okay. Now a basic briefing. I would be. Oh, where is it? Basic briefing we will go. Then after followed with this tentative schema I will be giving to you how I am going to proceed in the class. First a briefing about the whole of this constitution. Then tentative scheme how I am going to proceed. Then tomorrow we will be handling about the differences and little bit of a vocabulary. Okay, that I will be handling tomorrow. As of now, understand these items. That would be good actually. Any questions you are free to put, not at all a problem. Questions you feel free to put, but make it a question that would be for everyone. Maybe towards the end you put that very personalized questions like attempts and all such things. General ones, you please put it actually, that would be helpful. Before getting into it, I will say another thing with regard to polity preparation in UPSC. UPSC polity constitution preparation, sir, how we have to do that I will be saying to you. Listen to me carefully. As I told to you before, no other subject in UPSC has a closest relation with the current affairs like this. Current affairs is one part, it's not actually separate. It runs through all other parts. Polity, environment, economy, these 3 are major subjects with current affairs, then GK. Then GK. Polity, current affairs, polity, environment, economy. These 3 items current will be matching very much. And when we study polity and constitution, how shall we approach? Listen to me. Most importantly, yes, Lakshmikant, you buy, not a problem. Buy it. Everybody, please buy it. Don't go for soft copy and all. 6th edition means 6th edition. You buy the updated edition. You buy. How many of you at least attempted to get this Barak book? I'm asking. Attempted to get. Did any one of you call the institute and ask? Raise the hands. Why is good? Others also I am asking. See, you have time. Yes. Me, sir. Rakesh, good. See, I am again and again. Me at Amazon, find Prahalad. Go. Got it, sir. Suhas. Wonderful, wonderful. Got it. I am happy. Amazon, others also fine. Why I am asking? Rakshita also good. Aishwarya, okay, good. And Sudeep, fine. Here, why I am saying this is the time what we give. See, from our part, sir, I live in Hindupur town, sir. They don't have it here. My dear, any town you are there, not at all a problem. Order through Amazon or Flipkart, that you can get it actually, and not at all a problem. If you are outside in Bangalore, if you are there outside, shops open means you go there, and if at all anything not available anywhere takes time also. I told Harshita Book Depot, which is near to our institute. There you go, you will get it there also, and fine. In Amazon it is there. That is what Rakesh is saying. You can get that. Not at all a problem. Okay, many are raising hands also. Good. PM Bakshi, is it okay, sir? It is okay. Pakka okay, Prahlad. Pakka okay. No problem. PM Bakshi is wonderful. Out of other things, PM Bakshi will have more footnote. Okay. Please get it. And again, Lakshmikant also, please buy. Don't look into money. One time investment, have it. Updations, anything happen, that alone you can take photocopy, just 2 pages, you can add it. That we can do later on. But please buy. These are some essential books, every subject. Buy. Don't wait for any other thing. Some essential item, please buy. If you are serious about this exam, try to be serious about few things. Individual books on some item is necessary. No other go. Yes, sir, this much amount should I spend, sir, that, sir, this, sir, means no other go. Buy it and keep. This will be very helpful. It is helpful, going to be helpful. And it is necessary also. And you will thank me, not immediately, later on. While studying, writing exam, you will thank me. So only this much I am saying to you. I am even compelling this to you. Okay, so do that one. Fine. Now, this getting Lakshmikant book. You are reading Lakshmikant book. One time reading Lakshmikant book will never help you. I will say one first reading of Lakshmikant book is called reading. That's all. Not even understanding, I will say. Not even understanding, I will say. I can say that for better option. If you are not coming to class or not for class not followed and Lakshmikant alone you are reading means, I will say first reading is confusion. After class means first reading would be reading. Second reading only trying to understand will come. Then third reading, you can first and foremost thing, understand a concept with relate to other subject. President, okay, who this president is? Oh, constitution, this says like that. Okay, president. Oh, this is the president. Okay, this method he is elected. Likewise, book happening you will see. Happening means what is there already. Most importantly, in polity, particularly nowadays prelims also, except last year I am saying, prelims also and mains compulsory. If you want to have an edge, only one way left, and that is equating it with character. Every day newspaper you see. Every day newspaper. Some or the other item is certain to be there relating to polity and constitution. Something will be there. You take example, I am saying. The opposition parties are now demanding. See, France, what happened in France against the French president. They have gone for an inquiry in Rafale deal inquiry in France. Macron against Macron. Now, opposition here is what they are doing. Yes, Praveen, corruption. Allegation of corruption. We cannot call it corruption. It's allegation. Okay, listen. Now, what they are doing? Ask for a JPC, Joint Parliamentary Committee. Bring a Joint Parliamentary Committee. Like for 2G, what was brought. Now, opposition saying bringing a Joint Parliamentary Committee for Rafale investigation. This is information. This is fact happening today. Newspaper if you see, news if you hear, where you will be hearing all this. You are hearing it. Okay. What for? Now what is the issue about Where we will, if you see past year's paper, then you will understand your immediate idea. Okay, first, Rafael, what is Rafael? What is it? Basic, not very technical knowledge and all not needed. Fighter aircraft and what generation it belongs to, all that are why we had, why we went for Rafael. This item we should know. That is not polity. Polity part, what you should know there. What is JPC? When can JPC be established? When all JPC has been established, power of this parliamentary committee, these things newspapers will also state. This we have to quote, right? Important. Hope you are understanding. What are all the items that are required? Hope you people are getting what I say. So this is what is required. Why I am saying this? Well, every day. Why? See, again news. Sir, how to read Bhavani? How to read articles in Hindu newspaper? Yesterday also you asked this Bhavani. I suppose the same thing. You have asked the same question. Yesterday itself I told you, newspaper reading separate class would be taken for you before the class starts. The admission process for a batch gets over. These are basics. Then the class is real class, complete class starts. These are basic foundations. Yeah, we have started. We are moving, kindergarten steps we are taking. When we move little more stronger, that time before that, how to read newspaper, take newspaper, notes, separate class would be handled. Don't worry. Experts on that would handle. You need not worry. Even after that you have a doubt, you can very well get it from our institute. Mentors are there, they will clarify that doubt. You need not worry. Fine. Listen, today, yesterday matter, court has said, Supreme Court's order. With relate to a PIL was filed with relate to Congress toolkit. The Congress toolkit was with regard to protest, farm laws, protest and all such things that was said, and this was made a huge hue and cry. How can this kind of a thing can be said? This is like sedition, that is waging war against state. All they went to Supreme Court. What Supreme Court said? Right to protest is part of constitutional right. Again, Article 21, Article 19 also both comes under it. Strike is not a fundamental right, but again, right to protest, there is a right. Under Article 19, there is, it is a form of expression. And even 21, liberty. Peaceful protest, no problem. What did court say? If you don't like, ignore it. But this is democracy. We cannot go on controlling all this. Court has rejected the government's contention. Getting it up. Why? What I try to say here? See the correlation. Each and every day. This is once you have come to the stage, take my word, you are very clear in your preparation. The stage it takes time to come. Reading newspaper, hearing news, reading newspaper, immediately thinking of an article, immediately knowing what I have to take notes here, which is important for my exam. That comes by seeing past year's paper, prelims as well as mains, then going into this constitution, the classes, everything following, then reading newspaper itself, you get that idea. Oh, this is related to this, take a notes on it. This is related to this, take a notes on it. This is important. This can come. This like this has come. This is when that gets into your head. Take my word, you are fully prepared for this subject in UPSC. That comes late, slowly with practice. So while reading this subject is one such thing which is very closely related to the biggest problem. What I feel, the people take. They buy even before joining institute. Many a time they buy. Or after joining first, because whenever they ask for someone, even internet or anywhere, Rajkumar, they throw. Ultimately, what happens here? That is not one book fitting all. It is not enough for everything. That book has value, no doubt about it. But you should also need This training, coaching, what to read, what not to read, where the stress, how to relate it with reality, current. All you have to see. Without that, no use. Without that, no use. All that you have to see. With that only you have to come to a idea. That way it will be helpful. UPSC demands that. Okay. Now, part brief account about parts of Indian Constitution. 25 parts are there. When the Constitution came, 26 November 1949, when it was enacted and adopted. When it was enacted and adopted, all we will see how it got enacted and adopted. Later on, we will see when we start the class. When it was enacted and adopted on 26 November 1949, we had 22 parts. This constitution had 22 parts. After that, 7th Amendment Act 1956. In 1956, Part 7 was removed, which also I will put to you. Taken out. The reasons are there. 42nd Amendment Act included Part 4A. Similarly, the 73rd and 74th Amendment Act included Panchayats, municipalities as Part 9 and Part 9A. And 93rd Amendment Act 2011 included cooperatives as Part 9B. 42nd Amendment Act also included Part 14A. Don't worry, I will show. And then now, after including all, we are having 25 parts as of today. This 25 parts, yes, we will touch. How many parts are important? That also I will say to you from exam point of view, very important. Sir, parts also you are saying, sir, what sir should we also look into parts also? My dear, don't take nowadays UPSC lightly. I never expected, I myself saying openly to you, never expected such a question. Easy question asked last year, 2020 question. I'm saying last year, 2020 question. See last year's paper. They have asked a question. Right against untouchability comes under which part of fundamental right? Within fundamental right is divided into many parts. Like the part that is, one is equality, another is liberty and freedom. Likewise, different parts are there. I will come to it later. Equality, right to equality, Article 14 to 18, we call it under right to equality. Usually speaking, yes, Vinay, that is it. Usually speaking, we don't, that's not a very hard reading, very easy. Usually not even much stressed. Nobody thought that and all can be asked also. 2020, but there was also a twist in it. Why? What twist? Very easy. Untouchability comes under which part? See, this after this third part, there is Article 23 and 24. Right against exploitation is there. Right against exploitation. If we are not keen, untouchability, exploitation only, no, suddenly we may jump. No, we should remember that what they are actually asking. They are asking which article. Article 17 speaks about untouchability. Make it for everyone. We have told of 7 fundamental, my dear, parts, man, parts. That not fundamental rights are many. These are parts: equality, liberty, freedom, exploitation, right of religion, cultural rights, cultural, that is minority rights. Then you go for constitutional remedy. Then you have exception, then judicial review, then state. Likewise, many are there. 7 fundamental right, if you say that maybe Article 19 you are quoting, that we will come later on. Let us not get confused. Now listen to me, I am just briefing you. So here what is happening here is, right. Listen. See, part 1, part 2, part 3. So part 1, before part 1, what are we going to study here? Before part 1, before getting into part 1, constitutional history, that we would be studying. The constitutional history goes from this 1773, in fact, before the 1600 Charter Act of 1600, when East India Company was formed, till the India Independence Act 1947, that we will be studying. Then we will get into the making of the constitution. What is objective resolution, cabinet mission proposal, and when did constituent assembly got started? Then the committees that were there in that assembly. Then where this all the first reading, second reading, and finally when it was signed and adopted. This we would be studying with regard to the earlier part. After this, we will enter into the main part of the constitution. That is union and its territory. What is this union and its territory? So Article 1 to 4 speaks about it. I am saying a brief, need not worry, but this also I am take my word. Now I am saying a brief just because earlier just I want to touch things on you. But these parts also are important. Which part speak what is important? Which part speak what is important? Like last year question, if they ask, you should be in a position to answer. These are all such simple things. We are not going to go deeper into anything. What is what we are seeing. So even this is important. So part 1, union and territory. That is what it briefly says. What is India? What does India consist of? Union, how many union territory? How many states? It doesn't say how many. That is with schedule. But it says India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. What does that mean? And territories of India mean what? How we states created? How union territories created? And all this stuff, it is there in part 1. Part 2, Article 5 to 11, if you see. In that, this is one part where I myself will say to you while teaching. This is from UPSC point of view, not greatly important. Current affairs important. UPSC point of view, in traditional part, not important. Why? The Article 5 to 9 today doesn't have any relevance. Why and all I will say later. Today, Article 11 alone is important. Important means that is only put into practice. Through Article 11, we will be studying Citizenship Act of 1955. From there, the current affairs, whatever comes, that we will be looking into. Pravasi Divas we will look into. And what is Pravasi Divas? And all the citizenship related issue, how to get, how it is given, and what we have to know. Overseas Indian card holder means to. Regional Pravasi Divas means what? Where held? Who conducts Pravasi Divas? Where is Pravasi Divas Kendra? Who built it? When it was, all the related items you would be seeing with regard to citizenship. Then, very important item. See here, citizen fundamental right, and if you see fundamental right, direct fundamental duty, all put together only I told 20 questions in past 10 years came. 10 years, 20 questions came, I told. Past 10 years, 20 questions came from that area. Not only that, listen to me. This is prelims I am saying. Mains, this is the area, one or the other way this will be asked. I told 180 to 200 marks come from polity and governance. Constitution, polity and governance, I said to you. 180 to 200 marks, I said to you. Take my word, out of it, at least 60 to 80 mark will be directly related to this area only. Somewhere related to this area. Anything that is current they are going to ask, they will touch this area. This area is where the philosophy of the constitution is there. And this area is where people get little bored. But make sure you won't be bored. That I assure you. But I need your cooperation. Without cooperation means that nobody can help you. But everyday newspaper, I told no current. These areas will be related. Every day these areas will be related. Here or there you will find this area. NEET, why for example you see, NEET exam is there. Actually speaking, it comes under center-made law and state-made law clashing. That is actually 246 or Schedule 7 is involved. Actually. Now people have gone to Supreme Court against NEET. The case is still going on. Some governments are standing against NEET. What are they saying? It is against Article 14. It is against Article 21. They are claiming. Again, fundamental right. Every subject here or there, you will get a link of fundamental right, DPSP, fundamental duty. I am saying all this completely briefing here, not to while away your time or my time, making it very, very clear. In class, the importance should be given accordingly. That you should know from exam point of view what is important. How understanding, see again, in constitution, all 395 articles, not 450, 395. Okay, listen to me, that also I will say to you. Out of all these articles, this part is from 12 to 51, you see. This is the part which requires analysis and understanding. Analysis and understanding. Beyond this part, everything is fact. 99% fact, 1% analysis. But this part, it is 80% analysis, 20% fact. What is it will be only 2 lines. How that is implemented is the most of it. That's polity. That is where this area becomes very, very important. That is where this area becomes very, very important. Hope you are understanding. Why I am stressing and saying, because while teaching, we will share our time accordingly. And you should be knowing it. Stress, share means we won't be taking too long. But anyway, we will share good amount of time that understanding base is made proper. Here is where understanding is required. Other things are fact. What only you are going to read? What is the electoral college of president? Who elects president? Who are all involved in impeaching president? Article 54, 55, election. Article 61, impeachment. Finish. Simple item. Vice president, 67. Removed, 67B. How? Stated there. Fact, all fact. Here, no. As I told to you. Hadia case. They didn't ask Hadia case. Exam, they didn't ask who is Hadia. What happened to her? No. What did they ask? They asked the content of it. Right to marry. Current, you are going to relate it there. Understanding. Requires analysis and understanding. I am making myself very clear before we start. See here. I am requested by the management and so I am doing. Otherwise, no faculty will waste his time doing this. Why you know? We can straight away start the class. What I teach, I know you would listen. But here they requested, sir, no sir, right from the scratch, let us go. And we are going from the scratch. Take my word. One thing about, I am involved in many institutes, but one thing about Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services is, they care for you students. And you take up the care seriously. And you will clear. If not, I am not responsible. And neither they can be responsible. It is up to you to take up, follow the footpath properly. From my point of view, I give my 100%. You also should cooperate. Otherwise, single hand, tappad only milega. Double hand only clap. Okay. Single hand, if I shake means, then people will call me mad. Okay. Fine. So this is what, making a brief to you how our concentration would be. So this part, understanding part, and mainly lot of questions in mains come through this, and also understanding lot many other judicial activism. If you want to understand judicial review, you want to understand, you should understand these items. That is not directly in judiciary. Actually, you should understand these items to understand that. So this is important base. Now coming part 5, union. This part, particularly this part, this 2, this consists of 5 chapters actually. Articles 52 to article 120, article 148. In that, in between judiciary comes. That separately we have to see. But this 2 part, chapter 2 and chapter 3, if you see, from that alone, I said 35 questions came in past 10 years. Prelims, mains, this area is less important. Mains, this area less important. Prelims, very important but easy. Not at all a problem. What is adjournment motion? What is question hour? What is no confidence motion? Confidence motion? Censor motion? What is a resolution? All this come under parliamentary procedures. These are all parliamentary procedures. What is the maximum strength of parliament? And which state having how much, how many? What is delimitation? All this comes where? Through this part. First part is also important, executive, but less number of questions came. That mainly involves who is executive? Union executive, president, vice president, council of ministers, and CM, sorry, PM, sorry, and PM, and attorney general. They are called union executive. That is article 52 to 78. They are called as union executive. And this union executive, yes, questions have come. Prelims wise, very well, it is important. Prelims wise, it is important. This also, again, this whole topic, prelims is very, very important. And this, again, 10 to 11 questions have come here, past 10 years. Here, 35 questions have come. Estimate committee. All come under here only, estimate committee. Public accounts committee. Public undertaking committee. General purpose committee. Rules committee. What are all these committees? What are they? All this are part 5 union. If you see here, part 5 union. And how many? 11. Prelims wise, we concentrated, need not worry. Every item we will touch. We will leave no stone unturned. That we will do. 100% we will do. Okay. And that you need not worry at all. But you have to stay put and understand why I say how many questions asked. That is the trend. That is the trend. You should know. And you should not take one citizenship, I myself told. Very least number of questions asked. Hardly 2 or 3, not even 2 or 3. Very rare. That too not directly related to citizenship they have asked in past 10 years. Not only 10 years, past 25 years also I can say. Citizenship direct question very, very less. At best they ask fundamental right, citizens, Indian citizen enjoy all right or not. Foreign citizens, alien enjoy right or not. Enemy alien enjoy what right, what does not. Simple question repeated that one actually. Other than that, hardly from citizenship questions are asked. Because CAA protest, all this, it becomes current one. Otherwise, it is not even that one important. I myself say which is important, which is not. Analysis. That is where things come. Okay. Now, judiciary. Judiciary, how we are going to teach is, I will be teaching, see, after taking union executive, I will take state executive for you. While teaching, that also tentative schema, I will put it to you and show. And but as of now, if you see this executive important, here parliament procedure, union judiciary also, close to 10 to 11 questions have come. in past 10 years. This is also important. What we are going to see in the union judiciary, it should not be actually union judiciary, it has to be judiciary, that's all. Supreme Court, because it comes under the topic union. Supreme Court, because we don't have union or state judiciary, we have one integrated judiciary. Apex Supreme Court, state-wise, in every state headquarters mostly. High Court, and followed in district courts by different courts, district courts. So that judiciary we have. Finally, Comptroller and Auditor General. See, only 3 articles are here. In that also article 148 and 150, 151 is important. This article, if you see, consecutive 3 years they have asked from this area. From there itself, close to 5 to 6 questions have been asked in past 10 years. Comptroller Auditor General, I am saying, past 10, 15 years, I can put it, 12 years even I can put it. So 5 questions, 3 to 5 questions from that one area they have asked. Comptroller Auditor General with regard to his submission of accounts, which is there in under Article 151. These questions have been asked. Simple one which we are going to deal, but how concentration has to be done, I am saying to you. In part 6, state. So what is state? That is chapter 1. What we try to do. Executive. Same thing here. Governor, CM, Council of Ministers, Advocate General. That's 165. Okay, Advocate General. All. This is one Council of Ministers. 163, 164 article. Governor 155. CM also the same. Simple. All we will see. Don't worry at all. And again, now itself I am saying, just because I say article, you should not break your head. Oh, article I should remember. Don't try to remember articles. Just follow the class, listen to the class, go and read. I will say what to read. And also write the test what is given in the institute regularly. Don't miss the test. Read, listen to me, read the book along with Barak. Then write the test properly. By 3rd month or 4th month, you will be well versed with article. But if you are breaking your head, you are fearing, oh, I have to remember article, I have to remember article, take the book every time you see, then fear only will be there. And you will tend to forget always. Out of 395 articles, close to 120 to 140 article, we will remember. I am not saying we should remember. I am saying follow the class properly, you will remember. I assure you of that, you will remember. But be diligent and truthful. Patience, perseverance. Tomorrow I want means that never happens. Okay. That a single song becoming a rich person, only movie. Hard work, only everything. Okay. So you have to wait. Then you will get it. So again, state legislature. This one. Same thing. But questions are less asked. But in this also, legislative council. Okay. Vidhan Soda. That is important here. 169 article and all. That's very important. But anyway, after that, the procedures are more or less the same. Questions are asked from this also, but less. This area, the questions are less, not as compared to the union one. And here, legislative power of governor, same way that one. These two again, but less questions are asked. High court and subordinate court. Questions are less asked. High courts little more asked. This very, very less asked. And high courts also, they have asked more of factual question. Very factual. That is, how many high courts are there in India? Which was the last high court? Likewise, they have asked. Okay, depth question less asked, very less asked, but there are. Okay, that is that. I told part 7 has been taken away. Part 7 has been taken away, I said to you. And why taken away? While teaching, I will say to you, now not needed. Just while teaching, 7th Amendment, I replaced it, just took it away, because when the Constitution was enacted, we didn't have states and union territory. We had part A, part B, part C, part D states. They were all taken away. That is what was this article 238 doing. Now they removed this part 7, 238 just removed, and this all this 4 states got away. State union territory. Likewise they made actually. Got it or not? So that was repealed. That alone you should know. What you should know? Repealed ways. The part 7 was repealed by 7th Amendment Act. That alone you should know. Nothing more. Okay. Then Union Territory. Article 239 to 242. In fact, 239, 239A, 239AB, 239B, 240, 240. This is important. All these are not big uphill task, very simple items. How? What are the powers of Union Territory? Exclusively Delhi, and all exclusively Delhi, and Pondicherry also before. Then the powers of this president and Lieutenant Governor. Then high courts for Union Territory, 241. That's all, nothing more to it. And here also, if you see, questions are not asked, but very easy. We can learn actually. But that followed up with the union, that is Parliament. When I will take Parliament, then state legislature, then Union Territory. Likewise, I will finish. When I take executive, how I will do? Executive I will take, union executive, state executive I will take. Likewise, I will finish. Likewise, we will finish in one thing because both are not of relation should be there. That way we will do it. Part 9, Panchayats. 73rd Amendment Act brought in. Municipality, important item. Main cities more important. Prelims also they have asked a question. But one thing understand. You are preparing for UPSC. When you prepare for UPSC, 85% of your KPSC activity should be over. It is empty. KPSC, lot of questions come from local government. This local government, lot of questions come from there. This you shall be knowing. Got it or not? Okay? That we shall be knowing these items. Keep it in mind. And cooperative later on in life, that hardly questions are asked. Up till now, hardly questions are asked. At best, they have asked which amendment brought it. Likewise, only they have asked actually. Nothing more they have asked. 97th Amendment Act 2011 brought it. That is what they have asked. Okay, this is again important item. Mains they have asked rarely. Schedule 5 and 6 is what comes under this. That is, what are Schedule 5 state, Schedule 6 state. These are all about rights and towards scheduled tribes. Rights towards scheduled tribes. We will discuss about that. Not to hear or see it may be big. Simple item. Okay. If you see newspaper, listen carefully. If you see newspaper, 3 days back also, Ladakh, the Prime Minister called the representatives of JNK and Thakur. And Ladakh he called and Thakur, Ladakh and Kargil. Ladakh they are demanding this. Ladakh they are demanding put us under 6th schedule. Because we are worried our land can be taken away in the name of tourism. We don't want it. Ladakh they are worried. They want to put them under 6th schedule. This demand is there. If you would have read a newspaper, you would be knowing. Okay, see here. That is the case. Now, this relation between center-state relation. One is the legislative relation. Center and state, how legislatively they are related. Then administratively related. Detailed, I will say to you later. Then here 264 to see here in this administrative relation, what all will come? Interstate river water dispute, Kaveri dispute, all dispute. What is happening in Kaveri dispute? Why this happened? Who has the right to establish a tribunal there? How tribunals can be established? Who can manage it? All this stuff we are going to see. Interest 262 article. 263 interstate council. If any two states have a problem, how to solve? Which are all the problems can be solved like that? All these items we are going to see. And finance, this one, Finance Commission 280, GST Council, they are saying, what is it we are going to see? What manner in which taxation can be done? We are going to see. How can center borrow, states borrow? That again, we are going to see that under this part 11, 12. This and all questions are not at all asked. This area, not at all, but very simple, only 2 articles, but not at all asked questions. This area, Finance Commission, those things they have asked. Okay, this area, lot of questions are asked. This area, very important. So here, this This area also, hardly questions are asked. Very hardly questions are asked. But I will say to you, towards the end, we will take that. Very hardly questions are asked in this area also. But this is important. Right to property, they have asked good number of times. 44th Amendment Act 1978 took right to property, which was fundamental right, and kept it under 300 years. Now not a fundamental right. So what is right to property? What are all the rights we will be seeing? This right to trade, freedom, commerce, this we will teach, but again, take my word, not much asked. Very less asked. Very, very less asked. This area also, very less asked. Okay. Now here, this services under, very, very less asked. But we should be knowing, we will teach it. Very well asked, tribunal. Tribunal 323A and B, very well asked. With relate to elections also, questions have been asked. But election commission and related items are asked more. And here, the final amendment was also done. Less asked. Some few articles are important. Controversial part, but less asked question here. Special directive. With regard to this, they have asked actually. And very well asked. Emergency provision, exclusively they have asked. At least 2-3 times they have asked. N, sir, okay, let me finish, then I will get back to you. So miscellaneous, what we say, you need not worry at all. Miscellaneous, you need not worry at all. Nothing much is that. In this whole thing, this is very important. They have asked, very, very asked. Nothing much here. This here, 371 is important. 371 to 371J, Hyderabad, Karnataka region, that is that. That one article is only important as of now here. Nothing more. This 394A article, that is also important. Rest everything done. Nothing more to it. So as of today, what I will do, I will stop with this one. But I will take a question. The question finally, that question was asked. What was it? Wait. Yeah. Sir, which of the article deals with grants in aid by union government to state? 275, 282, all deals. So why are you asking this? I don't know now. And which of the following article deals with the election of vice president? My dear, specifically Idris Kumar, specifically asking. That is what I told you. Not a problem because you ask, I say. But the biggest problem is that I just want not to leave you with the curiosity. So I say 275, 282, they are all grants. There are different kinds of grants again. That also again has to be dealt with. Then election to vice president. See, vice president article 66, 67 are very important. Most important is 67. Removal also there will be 67. Okay, so that is how it is. Got it. And also, President Vice President Election Act 1952 is also involved in it. Based on it also, the election procedure is stated. While teaching, I will teach. Any other question? Any other question? Today I will stop with this. Any other? Yashwant. Sir, what is 9th schedule reservation of Tamil Nadu? Very good. I feel lot of promising people here. Very good. I am happy. But 9th schedule, first of all, we have to explain what is 9th schedule. And the 9th schedule is an explanation to Article 31, capital letter B. First, what is schedule? Students may not know. Let me not go deeper into it. Just understand this much. So 9th schedule, if you see, whatever kept under 9th schedule, judiciary cannot question. This is what the real motto of 9th schedule. But 2007 Supreme Court said judicial review is basic structure of constitution and we have the right to question everything. Meanwhile, in 1996, the late Jayalalitha government, Ms. Jayalalitha's government, she brought reservation, OBC, SC, ST reservation, and she increased it till 69% because in Tamil Nadu, OBC, SC, ST form close to 94 to 95% of population. General category is hardly 3-4%, that's all. So she brought under that. 69% reservation. How can it be? Because 50% is the mark. Balaji case it was said. I will say about that all later on. So now the question is going on in Supreme Court. Still it is saying as of today also 69% is practiced in Tamil Nadu. But against it, cases are also there in Supreme Court. Still it is going. Okay, it is more of a controversial item. Praveen, Section 79 of IT Act. Now, even Supreme Court 66A is very, very important. IT Act relating to right to privacy and related things, it comes actually. Now, recent arrest with relate to this online exposure of people to online. There actually, you can see, the Tamil Nadu government have very recently passed, all India level it will come soon. How should online class should be conducted? Schools, online class, how should it be conducted? That is that. Okay, it is related. Let us not go deeper. These are acts, not constitution. Okay, sir, please explain about draft cinematographic bill. Let the bill get passed and debated. This cinematographic bill, that is again I'm saying about act. If we get into it, many may not even understand what it is. I will say to you about it. This is a cinematography related issue happening even today. Center wants to control more only, but now to regulate it, there are measures that are taken up and we have to wait for it actually. So let us not get into the topic as of now. Sir, Chetan, sir, please explain types of majority. My dear, majority, if I start explaining now, how will people understand? Majority, there are types. I will simply say simple majority, special majority itself, 4 types are there. Effective majority is there, but the effective majority you cannot find anywhere written down, but it is effective majority. For example, vice president is effective majority, not absolute. Effective majority, and these are all the majorities as such actually. Simple, effective, special majority. Special majority, 4 types are there. Okay, and the 9th schedule I have explained to you, I suppose. Then, sir, what was Prashant Bhushan case? What article related to it? Article Prashant Bhushan, almost all fundamental right will be related to him. Several cases he has failed. Which case of Prashant Bhushan you are asking, I don't know. Because Prashant Bhushan was also involved in allowing this community radio to broadcast news. Article 19 as a form of expression. Mr. Prashant Bhushan was instrumental in it. And again 19, he said about in Twitter, he commented that about this freedom that is with relate to the happenings or the working of past 4 judges, CJs. Then he was called, contempt court was there, and all such things happened, but nothing was fruitful. Finally, 1 rupee was 1 rupee, single rupee. Okay, 1 rupee was asked to pay as fine. That's all, finished, over. Okay, while teaching 19, I will say that. Vaishnavi, sir, what is amendment of schedules? The amendment means changing schedule. When you amend the schedule, tomorrow brief I will do about schedule. Don't worry. Brief only. Completely taking later on. When I, sir, is EWS is constitutional or not? That case is still pending. One as of today, constitutional. But reservation is not a fundamental right. Though within fundamental right it is given, but it is not a fundamental right. Article 15 class 6, Article 16 class 6 speak about it. In that, what it says, to a maximum of 10%, state can be maximum of 10%. It can be 1, it can be 2, can be given. As of today, it is there in the constitution. It is constitutional, no doubt about it. Between some, sir, Vishwas, sir, what is the main advantage of parliamentary form of government? Main advantage is that we are simply inputting. We know about parliamentary form of government right from 1909. We started 1919 onwards. Elections are happening on regular manner. So we are doing it. We are going with it. So this is very familiar for us. This is a familiar area for us. Which one? This parliamentary form, presidential form. Advantage, disadvantage is there, like in America. But what as of today, if I say advantage, if you ask, known devil is better than an unknown angel. For us, we are used, for 100 years, we are used to this system. Let us use it. And that is what I can say. But advantage, disadvantage, separately we have to deal later on. Vinay, please explain 31A, B, C. My dear, big task. It will take time. Later on, while teaching, certainly you will get to know. Okay. Sir, what was the Prashant? That was I told, I suppose I explained to that. Sir, what is I explained that one also. Sir, EWS Constitution explained that. Vinayak. Sir, while explaining main topics, please explain the difference between them, like making of enactment adopted, meaning of bill acted. That is what tomorrow we are going to do. Right? Polity and Constitution itself. Vinayak, I have not explained. Right? We are seeing brief, man. How we are going to enter, we are seeing. We have not entered. Don't worry. That I will say to you. Don't worry at all. Okay, now, sir, what is the main advantage? That is what I told you, Shahid. Sir, please tell about Assam Accords. Assam Accord 1985. There are a lot of points. Who entered into Assam before what date, after what date, and what to do with them. While teaching citizenship, I will do that. Or otherwise, when we start the class, maybe towards the end of the class, we put this question. That time I will see. Otherwise, it will take half an hour at least for me to say that. Okay, now is not the time for it. Let us see other questions. Social media intermediaries are shielded from liability for any party information. Okay, made available by certain cases. I did not understand this section. Social media intermediaries are shielded from liability of any third party. See, on what context you are asking, I don't know. If the context is said, I can explain about this. But normally speaking, social media, the origin and the end are only seen, and the in between are also. For example, you nowadays also you see for some hateful post, a person is arrested. What that person would have done, he would have simply forwarded, and that forward he would be arrested. But who forwarded to him will not be arrested. Sometimes it would have come from a foreign country, they would not also be arrested. So the final act who does is the person who is getting caught. In between, all are left out. Okay, there is no accountability there. Are shielded from liability. That is where the problem. But on what context you are asking means, I can brief it more legibly. For governance, which is good source, sir. Yesterday itself I told the governance, our notes would be there, don't worry. Institute notes. Governance, that is enough. And your class notes, respective teacher will handle it. Mr. Prakash would handle it, and it would be given to you. And the institute notes for governance is enough. Don't buy Lakshmikant for governance, one governance for Lakshmikant there. Waste of time. Repetition is done. Sir, should we buy Barat book of particular publication? Any publication, fine. I have no problem. Okay, Siddharth, Manjunath. Sir, is it constitutional governor of state calling all party meeting while elected government is in power? If you ask me whether it is constitutional or not, there is nothing in the constitution which says he cannot do. At least governor's power vis-a-vis with relate to CM is more when compared to president power with PM. President is always 99% subordinated to PM. Governor is 50-50. Governor is 50-50. But if you ask constitutional, yes, it is constitutional. But if you ask, sir, is it ethical, moral, is it democratic? Then I will say no. Okay. How am I missing several questions? I'm not even knowing. Sir, Anu, what is the role of president in Jammu and Kashmir? As of today, president has all the role. Through the lieutenant governor there, Jammu and Kashmir is today what? Union territory. Union territory, who is the head of union territory? Not lieutenant governor or administrator. President is the head. So, president has got all the role. President's role is everything. Through president only, the central government will act. Sir, explain about farmer bill. Farmer bill means earlier bill. Appa, Dali, you are asking FAR. Now you have put FOR. No. Farmer bill. The FAR means that farmer's bill. One bill is new. Two are amendment bills actually about that. Plenty to explain. Okay. Where fundamental right is violated, federalism is violated, basic is what the claim is. So they are protesting. Okay. Shrujana.
Sir, please explain about Delimitation Act, which was in news with regard to Jammu and Kashmir recently. That is what Delimitation Act means. Delimiting means what? Redrawing the boundaries. Now, Jammu Kashmir, they are redrawing the boundary for conducting of election. We have to wait and watch how it comes out. They are redrawing. That is which constituency, how much. That is what it is. Okay. As of now, I suppose that is enough for understanding. And Salva Judum. Hey, Rohan. Very good. I think recent news you are reading. Salva Judum, Chhattisgarh, an organization supported by government, but said these are organization of tribals who stand against Maoist. Those tribal groups who are standing against Maoist, they form a group, like a military group, paramilitary group called Salva Judum Self-Defense Group. But truth is that government was funding them, is what the Naxals say. And the fight between Naxals and Salva Judum. Naxals kill Salva Judum kill Naxal. But ultimately, it is the tribals fighting against each other in many a case. Not all Naxals are tribals, but Salva Judum is mostly tribal. If for governance, which is good source, sir, I have answered that. Sir, should we buy Barak book? That also answered. Confusion answer. Where it keeps going. Thank you, thank you. Problems in 66A. Raveen, 66A. Court has nullified. Nullified means court has said not to use that section, but still, that is what the court has said. 66A of IT Act. Court has said that still the governments are booking people. Likewise, that you put one Twitter, one article, something you put in Facebook, immediately you are arrested. 66A. So court has said to remove 66A, but still not absolutely done. Still it is the IT Act. Vishwas, sir, reservation for students in education. Which act? The Constitution also says. Constitution, Article 15.4, Article 16.4, Article 16.4A for promotion, 16.4B for taking the backlog, 15.5 for private education institution reservation, SC/ST, 15.6 for EWS, 16.6 for EWS. All are there. Fundamental right is directly there. Based on it, the state government, central government will pass this one, a resolution. They can pass law, they will make. It goes that way. Nothing a big task actually. So what is the right to be forgotten? It is not a fundamental right up till now. But that right after the Cambridge Analytica case, Sudeep, after the Cambridge Analytica case, I think like you people should be knowing it. 2019, it became an issue. That is manipulating in elections. Russia manipulating with the Trump's election. And Cambridge Analytica was an organization which both BJP, Congress all have given money to them to manipulate or whatever to raise their image. Okay. So the scandal, can that be done? So how it is done? First of all, where they get information from. For example, you see, you are now typing in Google, good resorts in Goa. You are only typing that good resorts in Goa. Immediately, after some time, you can say the side of your screen, lot of resorts of Goa advertisement are coming to you. You have only typed in Google. How it comes? They are taking the information from here. It is sold actually. Nothing is free. Google we are typing, they are showing means for free or what? Whatever we show, that information is gone. With that they are coming. Okay, what is there forgotten here? Here, can my information, whatever I store, ask, be given or sold to someone or not is the question. Facebook faces a lot of problem with it. Can it be given or not, sold or not? Without my permission, why are you giving? I searched it, that's all. When I want, I will. Why are you overloading it? Right to be forgotten. That is, when I type something, when I see, I should be forgotten. I should not be. I don't want to be in that memory. Yes. As of till date, not exactly made a fundamental right, but equivalent to a fundamental right. Article 19 involved in that. 21 also involved. That is forgotten. As of now, this much you understand it. Vinayak, thank you, sir. Okay. Diksha. NCRT 11, Diksha, please put it for everyone. NCRT class 11, Indian Constitution at work and Constitution of India is same or what? Same or what? To whom you are asking, I don't know. Okay. Constitution at work and Constitution of India. Constitution at work you read. Constitution of India, no. Constitution at work. Please. New one is Constitution of India. Please read. Okay. Aishwarya, sir, what is sedition which was recently on the news? It is not recent, it is always there. Okay, which is perennially on news, you have to ask. That too after 2014 it is very perennial. Sedition, article 120, sorry, section 124A of Indian Penal Code that speaks about sedition. But sedition means something you say against the government arrests you, stating that you want to overthrow government. That is sedition, nothing more than that. Okay. About sedition, while teaching Article 19, I have to teach. What is it? That time I will explain. Okay? Done? Now, with this, I suppose we can sign out. I will sign out and thank you all. Tomorrow we will meet. Little more we are going to take. Okay? Fine then.